Welcome to Thriller Recaps. Today, I am explaining the movie The Hunt, explaining every scene as it happens. Watch till the end, and please like, share, and subscribe if you enjoy this. A flight attendant asked a man if he would like a snack. He asked for cooked food instead, but she explained they didn't have a kitchen on the plane and could only serve snacks. She then offered to get him some champagne. As she was serving the champagne, a man emerged from the cabin, startling the attendant and causing her to overfill the glass. She announced that one of them was awake, which roused the other passengers. A doctor among them tried to calm the awakened man down. He asked the attendant to bring a towel, and after the man lay down on it, the doctor stabbed his neck with a pen, causing blood to gush out. The man grabbed the champagne bottle beside him and hit the doctor. Standing up and holding his bleeding neck, he scared off the rest of the passengers with the half-broken bottle. A woman came from another section of the plane and pierced her heel into his eyeball, pulling it out along with his eyeball. She then ordered the men to take him back to the others, who had been put to sleep. Some passengers commented that it was too brutal, but the woman replied that they were in a war and shouldn't take things lightly. A blonde lady woke up in the woods with a gag in her mouth, buckled and padlocked at the back. She saw another lady in the distance and tried to call her, but she didn't respond. She walked to an open area, where she saw two men. They noticed a big wooden box in the center. One of the men opened it, while the others hid. A piglet came out when he opened it, and then he pulled out a rack filled with weapons from inside the box. All the others started walking towards the weapons. The blonde found a small envelope with keys inside, so she called one of the men and opened his mouth lock. He opened hers in return and then called out to the others, telling them he had found the key. He helped the others open their gags. They all picked weapons from the rack, but the blonde didn't know how to operate a gun. The guy she had helped briefly taught her, then some people started shooting at them. The guy ran with the blonde behind the wooden rack, but the blonde stayed by the edge and got her head blown off. The guy moved to the other edge and saw another lady in the box. After a while, the lady ran out amidst the shooting but fell into a ditch and called for help. The guy ran to help her. She had fallen onto sharp irons. She complained that the next day was supposed to be her birthday. The guy helped her out, but when they were about to run off, they stepped on a landmine, which blew both of them up and blew the girl in half. She took the gun from a man who came to help her and shot herself. The man ran to an edge wired around him. 3 other men came to meet him, and they climbed over the wire. When the last man was climbing, arrows were shot at them. The man went back, shooting in the direction of the arrows. They continued shooting arrows at him until he fell, then threw a bomb at him and blew him up. The others ran into a gas station. The owners of the store were old people, and they were scared of the guns in their hands. The group asked for their location and were told they were in Arkansas. The man took their phone and dialed 911 while one of them ate some snacks in the store. The man asked 911 for help and told them to track the phone. After he dropped the call, the one eating snacks started foaming at the mouth and fell to the ground. The store owners threw tear gas at them, shot the one with a gun, and hit the last one's head. The wife dragged their bodies into a room while the husband mopped the floor. The wife saw a wedding ring on one of the victims and became remorseful, but her husband reminded her that they were monsters who had held the forefathers of black people captive and mistreated them terribly. They received information from their radio that a lady was coming towards them unharmed. When she entered, they acted like innocent shopkeepers. She asked for a box of cigarettes and matches, took money from her boots, and paid. She asked for their present location, and they told her Arkansas. When they gave her change, she hit the woman's head on the desk, jumped over the counter, picked up a gun, and shot both the man and the woman. She packed her hair up, checked around for any other accomplices, then took their gun and radio and left the store without her jacket. Outside, she removed the Arkansas plate number on a truck and saw the real plate number and state. She tried to open the car door but noticed it was wired to a bomb. Hiding in a bush beside the store, she listened as people conversed on the radio she had taken, calling for the man and his wife. When they got no response, one of them sent a drone to check, but it couldn't see anything. The drone was shot, so one of them told the others to turn off their radios. A man walked to the front of the store and was about to open the car when the lady whistled at him and showed him the bomb. She told him he shouldn't have shot the drone as it revealed their location. He thanked her, and they both walked towards a track the lady wanted to trace. The man told her he had read an article about liberal elites who kidnap regular folks every year and hunt them for sport from their mansion. He believed that was what was happening now, although he hadn't believed it then. The man introduced himself as Gary. When a train approached, the lady told him to jump on it when it slowed down. She jumped in and helped Gary up. Inside, they found some immigrants, but Gary was convinced they were crisis actors. Soldiers stopped the train, so everyone had to get off. Gary told the soldiers that he and the lady were Americans and the others were crisis actors. When the soldiers left, one of the refugees spoke to Gary in English, saying no one would believe him because the others were real refugees. Gary attacked him, causing bombs to fall out of the man's bag. Gary took one, opened it, and put it in the man's trousers. Everyone ran away, and the man blew up before he could remove the bomb. The lady was taken with the other refugees to a refugee camp. She was brought to the commander's office, and when he asked for her papers, she explained that she had been taken unconscious from Mississippi and asked him to call the American embassy. He asked if she was being hunted like Don. They then brought in Don, who turned out to be the man who had given the blonde a gun when they all first came together. She agreed that she was being hunted. They were released to get food with the other refugees. Don told her how the soldiers found him, and how relieved he was that it wasn't the Managates. He wondered why they had been given weapons in the first place. When they sat down to eat, someone came to pick them up. Don was glad they had found help, and they got into the car. As they drove off, the man asked about their experience, and whether they had done anything to warrant their ordeal. Don replied that they did nothing. Suddenly, the lady pushed the man out of the car, moved to the driver's seat, drove back, and stepped on his head with the car. Don was confused as to why she would kill their help, but when she opened the trunk, they found Gary's body with a knife stuck in his head, along with some money and a map to the place the man was taking them. Don suggested they leave with the car while they had the chance, but the lady refused. She told him a story her mom had told her when she was young, about the jackrabbit and the box tortoise. The jackrabbit was the fastest and bragged about it everywhere, so the tortoise challenged him to a race. During the race, the jackrabbit was so confident in his victory that he took a nap. He overslept, and when he woke up, the tortoise was about to cross the finish line and win the race. After the race, the jackrabbit went to the tortoise's house with a hammer, smashed the tortoise's family to pieces, then smashed the tortoise and ate all their food because the jackrabbit always wins. The lady commented that the place the man was taking them to was not hidden, so they were either fools trying to act smart, or smart people trying to act like fools. Then they saw the piglet that had been in the box with the weapons. Meanwhile, the other members of the team, including 2 soldiers, were waiting for the man who went to pick them up. A man among them stepped outside to ease himself. Don held the pig in front of him, and asked the man if it was his pig while he was easing himself. The lady then slit the man's throat from behind. The soldiers among them, referred to as consultants, told everyone to stay on guard with their side guns. The pig dropped in, and they all shot at it without realizing what it was. When they discovered it was the pig, the lady among them was so furious that they shot her pig, causing commotion. The victim lady stood in a corner of the room and started shooting at them one by one, killing most of them. As another lady tried to shoot an arrow at her, the victim moved closer and pierced her with her own arrow, then shot the one who ran out through the window. The consultant stood up to attack her, but she hit him repeatedly with an iron rod until he was down on the ground. Don came in and picked up a gun. The victim lady asked if he wanted to ask the arrow lady anything. When he asked why they were being hunted, she replied sarcastically, so the victim lady shot her. The radio beeped, and a woman on the other side asked Don if he had got the girl. The victim lady told Don to drop his gun and respond to her. Don swore he was on her side, but the woman on the radio told him to drop the act because the victim lady already knew. Don claimed the woman was trying to mess with the victim lady, and when Don tried to shoot her, she shot him first. The victim lady told the woman she had killed Don, and the woman instructed her to find her. The victim lady went to the soldier and asked if he had trained the others and how much they paid him. He replied that he owed the woman a favor. He asked if she was in the service, and she replied that she had been in Afghanistan. He told her he was in national service. The victim lady asked for the woman's location. The soldier told her the woman had been training for the last 8 months and advised her to just go home. The lady dipped her hand in his gunshot wound, and he told her to go 3 clicks northwest, then take the gravel road to the manor. She shot him after getting the information. 1 year ago, Paul and Nicole were in Athena's office. They reminded her about Martin's account that had been hacked a week ago. All his extramarital communications were made public, including the critical things he had said about the president. As a result, he stepped down because he considered the team. Paul asked Athena if she remembered the text thread she had with a group of people on December 17th at 10 in the morning. When she didn't, Nicole read it to her. The others had been complaining about a friend who ruined their day by sending a weird video of a tortoise. Athena had replied that she felt relieved the hunt was coming up and that they would get to go to the manor and kill a dozen deplorables. Paul told her that the internet had picked it up, and someone had even pulled up a property tax record for a manor she supposedly owned in Vermont. Athena laughed, saying it was all a joke and that she didn't own a manor but a 3-bedroom flat. Paul, however, told her that the idea was out there and people believed she hunted people for sport in her manor. He informed her that her other friends had been laid off from work, and others had given up their shares at their firm, so she had to step down from her position as CEO. 8 months ago, Athena and her friends gathered in a house to select people who had posted about the manor. Although there were many, the consultant had advised them to pick just 12. When they got to the ex-military lady, they noticed she had posted more offensive comments, so Athena picked her as their snowball. When the military lady, Crystal, arrived at the gate, Athena told her to drop her gun in the mailbox. After she did, the gate opened, and she got in. She met Athena in the kitchen but didn't recognize her. Athena told her she had done some research and found out her name was Crystal May Creasy. She was born in Mississippi and had dropped out of school at 12, around the time the police killed her father during a raid on his meth lab. Her mother died shortly after from a drug overdose, and ever since, Crystal had been moving from one part-time job to another. Athena read out her post, which said, "Athena Stone is a bitch that kills innocent people just for sport." Her travel records, her manner, and her messages are enough evidence. Crystal told Athena that she had the wrong person, as the other Crystal spelled her name May with an E, and she sometimes received her mail. She also mentioned that her parents were still alive. Athena didn't believe her. Crystal then asked why Athena was offended by the truth since she actually killed people in her manor. Athena insisted it was a joke until people made it true. Crystal attacked Athena, and they started fighting, throwing themselves over tables and kitchen utensils. Athena picked up a gun, but Crystal ran upstairs and fought her until the gun broke, tearing Crystal's hand in the process. Athena stabbed Crystal in the stomach with a knife and pulled it out. Crystal threw them both into a glass. Athena stabbed Crystal in the back and then used a mini fan blade to stab her in the stomach. Crystal took out the knife from her back, and when Athena tried to kick her in the stomach, Crystal pulled her close and stabbed her with the blade. The blade got stuck in Athena's stomach, and they both fell to the ground. Crystal asked why Athena called her Snowball, since Snowball in Animal Farm was a good pig trying to change the world, and everyone said things to make him look bad, which suited her better. Athena was surprised Crystal had read Animal Farm and asked if she was the real Crystal, but Crystal replied that she had the wrong person. Athena then passed out. Crystal stood up, ate some of the food Athena was making, cleaned her wounds, changed into Athena's clothes, and stepped out with her dog. She went to the aircraft that was waiting with some of Athena's workers. She told them that their boss tried to kill her, but she killed her instead, and she needed them to take her home. The attendant offered to pour her some wine and add some snacks to it. Crystal told her to sit and eat with her after she brought it. Subscribe for more daily videos. Your support, likes, shares, and subscriptions mean a lot. See you in the next video.